Welcome everyone to episode 127 of EDH Commander Challenge. I'm your host, BT. In the game of EDH, there's always an argument about which color is the weakest. Some say it's white, some say it's red. And Gemi and Emma had an argument about it, seeing as how Gemi says it's red and Emma says it's white, so it's a little bit of a grudge match for today's episode. By the way, let us know in the comments down below what color you think struggles the most in EDH. But for now, let's check out those opening hands. First, in this corner, with an opening hand of 3 mountains, Ensnaring Bridge, Barb Lightning, Starstorm, Volshock Sorcerer, and her mono-red general Torbran, Thane of Redfell. She is the Prodigy. This is Emma. And next, in this corner, with an opening hand of 4 planes, Hedron Archive, Solemn Simulacrum, Suitor Priest, and his mono-white general Heliod Suncrowned. He is the unpredictable Gemi. Gemi won the dice roll to start us off, so let's begin the card fight. For their first turns, Gemi plays a plains, and Emma plays a mountain. Gemi plays a basic, and casts Suitor Priest, and passes. Emma plays a basic, and passes. Gemi plays a basic, and casts his general, Heliod. Then he moves into combat, and pokes Emma with his priest, before passing. Emma plays a basic, and cast Barb Lightning to take down the priest, and passes. Gemi plays a basic, and casts Solemn Simulacrum. With his ETB trigger, he gains an extra land from his deck into play tapped, and passes. Emma plays a basic, and casts her general, Torbran, and passes. For Gemi's turn, he casts Hedron Archive, followed by Curse of the Forsaken on Emma, and passes. Emma starts her turn off by casting Electrostatic Bolt, who thanks to Torbran deals 6 damage to Solemn. As it dies, Gemi gets to draw a card. Then Emma casts Worn Power Stone. Then she moves into combat and attacks Gemi with her Angry Dwarf for 4 damage total thanks to its effect, before passing. Gemi plays Opal Palace and casts his beautiful foil Nyx Lotus, followed by Goldmere, and passes. Emma plays a basic and casts Volshock Sorcerer. She taps it immediately to roast the mirror. Then she moves into combat and attacks Gemi again with Torbran for 4 more damage, and passes. Gemi starts his turn by casting Springjack Shepherd. This also grants him 3 0/1 goat tokens equal to his devotion to white, before passing. Emma casts Hazoret's Monument. Then she uses her Sorcerer to take out Gemi's Shepherd, dealing it 3 damage thanks to Torbran. Then she moves into combat and attacks Gemi with Torbran. Gemi blocks with one of his goats, and Emma passes. Gemi, getting desperate for an answer, sacks his archive to draw 2 cards. Then he casts Horn of Greed. Next he plays Evolving Wilds, drawing a card off his greed trigger, then sacks his wilds away to grab another basic from his deck into play tapped so that he can draw another card. Then he casts Commander Sphere, followed by one of my favorite cards, Gemi of False Hope, and passes. For Emma's turn, she casts Inferno Titan. She uses its ETB trigger to get rid of Gemi's Gemi and tokens. Gemi, of course, responds by sacking his Gemi to prevent all combat damage this turn, and also sacks his Sphere to draw a card. Emma taps her Sorcerer to deal Gemi 3 damage and passes. For Gemi's turn, he casts End Hostilities to kill all of Emma's creatures. Then he casts Twilight Drover and passes. Emma plays a basic and draws off the Greed trigger. Then she casts Stone Rain and destroys Gemi's Opal Palace. Then she recasts her Torbran and finally uses her Monument trigger to loot, discarding a card and drawing a card, before passing. For Gemi's turn, he casts both Sunscorch Regent and Mind's Eye, and passes. Gemi uses his last mana to draw a card when Emma draws one during her draw phase. Emma then plays a basic and gets to draw again off the Greed trigger. Then she casts Heartless Hidetsugu. This triggers the Regent, who gets a +1/+1 counter and gains Gemi 1 life. This in turn triggers Heliod, which allows Gemi to place a +1/+1 counter on his Drover. Emma then casts Lava Axe, which thanks to Torbran deals Gemi 7 damage. Sadly, Gemi forgets his triggers here, and Emma passes. Gemi plays a basic and draws off the Greed trigger. Then he goes big and casts Planar Portal. He uses it right away to tutor a card from his deck to his hand, and passes, promising to end the game in his next turn. Emma refuses to give up, and during her turn, taps her Heartless, causing both players to lose half their life, and in Gemi's case, an extra 2 damage. Then she casts Starstorm, where X is 7, dealing 7 damage to all creatures, or in reality, 9 damage to Gemi's. After all creatures die on the field, she passes. However, Gemi reveals that in his next turn, he would play the card he tutored for, which was Triskelion. Then with Heliod, he would grant it lifelink, and by removing a counter from it, he would deal her a damage, gain a life, then regain the counter off Heliod's ability, allowing Gemi to shoot Emma infinitely, and thus win the game. While the Horn of Greed did work for both people, Planar Portal came along at the best time for Gemi to get the card he needed for his combo. White and red are often considered the weakest mono colors in EDH. One of the reasons is due to having the least number of tutors. Come to think of it, the only cards off the top of my head that Gemi would be able to play to search out Triskelion, or say Walking Ballista, would be Inventor's Fair, and maybe Ring of 3 Wishes? Aside from the aforementioned Portal. Emma's Torbran deck is, in her opinion, a deck still in progress. In all honesty, when she feels the deck is complete and she gets in more practice, I'd love to see this deck in action once again. Here are their picks. Let us know in the comments down below. Also, if you enjoy our content, consider becoming a patron. give you access to some sweet bonuses while helping out the channel at the same time. The road to 2,000 family members / subscribers continues, everyone. Thank you so much. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this week's episode. If you're a fan of EDH gameplay and you like whether it be 1v1 or multiplayer and you want to be part of the ever-growing Commander Challenge family, just make sure you smash the subscribe button and notification bell down below. We do weekly videos. Don't forget as well to like, comment, share our videos, but most importantly, enjoy them. On behalf of all of our members here, I'm your host, BT. Feel free to check out all of the videos in the channel, join our game, it's now your turn. Cheers!